africanews.com is your...
You've got a good heart. The last thing I want to do is run away with warm beer and swim my bonus. Plus, the house has never been cleaner. You started wiping down the doorknobs, but unless you want me to gnaw at your favourite shoe, you need to get yourself together and stop being so clingy. want to keep a man's best friend. But you're not making it easy. The run of the world in the times of COVID-19.
Kaiser, weekday mornings, 9 to 12.
The fact that the ANC took this seriously, there are two things that really must be praised here. That we are capable of seeing a black person being called out for racism and protecting the dignity of a community.
We have to address this question of the acceptability of each other. We have to call out this mayor because he's the first citizen of a city.
Here's Kaiser on 702 for the curious.
And if you told someone that by the 1st of April the whole country would be in lockdown, they think it was just an outrageous April Fool's joke. And likewise, if you told them they could get 400 Rand just by seeing if Outsurance can beat your current car insurance premium, 800 Rand if you've been claim-free for 3 years, they might just say the same. And why not use your lockdown time to get a saving or earn some cash? SMS the word insure to 35372, and Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP, and T's and C's apply, and 50 cents per SMS.
All the panic got you panicked. Let's take a second to breathe. At Travel Start, we understand that coronavirus may have put a pause on your travel plans, and we want to give you one less thing to worry about. Visit our website, travelstart.co.za, for updated information and travel advice, or speak to our travel experts who are ready to assist you with any travel-related query. Travel safe with Travel Start.
The Money Show with Bruce Whitfield is proudly brought to you by ABSA Corporate and Investment Banking. The bravery to shine a light and the strength to keep going during this crisis. That's Africanacity. ABSA's a registered FSP.
After Eyewitness News, Nick Haralambooks have a started side hustle. Warren Ingram on the questions your financial advisor did not want you to ask. That's one he's asking. And Pavlo Fatidis on the conversations you need to be having with your teams. All of that in the next hour.
This is Eyewitness News.
Good evening, I'm Gladys Mutele. We continue with the developing story. President Cyril Ramaphosa is set to address the nation in about an hour on the continued efforts to contain the spread of the coronavirus. The presidency says this follows a meeting of the National Command Council yesterday. It says President Ramaphosa has also been consulting various social partners during the course of the day. Stay tuned to 702 and Cape Talk as we bring you the President's address live. The city of Joburg says it has so far issued permits to 1,200 informal traders. The processes of issuing permits were suspended after a large crowd descended at the registration centre in Braamfontein. The city says the situation compromised safety and social distancing regulations. Edwin City reports.
The city says it has made progress on the issuing of permits to informal traders. It says before the suspension of the registration process, the majority of hawkers had already been issued with their trading papers. Spokesperson Netizen.
When the process of issuing the permits was halted on Tuesday, the city had already issued 1,200 permits to the eligible 1,600 informal traders.
Mudiwane says they hope to complete the registration process by tomorrow. However, only a few traders have been seen back at their stalls. Edwin in City. Eyewitness News, Johannesburg.
Meanwhile, in the Western Cape, informal traders are expected back on the streets as the city of Cape Town has issued close to 1,000 trading permits during the lockdown. Maker member for Urban Development, Grant Twig, says 934 permits have been issued to those who trade uncooked goods informally. Twig says only certain goods like fruit and vegetables can be sold. He says trading will only be allowed from 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon.
We've also done some permits on behalf of the health department for a bazaar shop only for those traders, and we ask all other traders not to trade because the regulations does not cover you and your goods will be confiscated.
A COVID-19 survivor has called on people who suspect that they are showing symptoms to rather self-isolate. Megan Smith, who has recovered from the virus, says she fell ill after returning from a family holiday in Switzerland earlier this month. The Western Cape businesswoman says she was tested 2 days after her brother's results came back positive. She spoke with the DA's John Steenhuisen during a virtual interview this afternoon.
My brother got tested, he came out positive. And then myself, my brother's girlfriend, and my dad went to go get tested. We all came out positive. My mom came with us to be tested that day, and she just kind of like got freaked out by the whole thing, and so she didn't get tested that day. Then we all got tested. I think it was 2 weeks later, and we all tested positive.
And finally, for many, the Easter weekend is a time to be outside in the fresh air with friends and family. But with the nationwide lockdown, things have taken a different turn across the globe this year. Sfiso Zulu gives us some ideas on how to keep busy and safe.
Who said Easter celebrations can't be fun in lockdown? Easter at the Vatican is going virtual. Pope Francis will be sharing messages throughout the weekend via the Vatican's YouTube page. For the opera lovers, classical singer Andrea Bocelli will mark Easter Sunday by singing live from Milan. Alternatively, you can binge on some series. Money Heist, Tiger King, Love is Blind are some of the popular ones at the moment. Or stream YouTube Stay Home Festival this weekend. The lineup includes live performances from Nasty C to gospel artist Benjamin Dube. And for the kids, numerous #Easter egg hunt projects are going on across social media platforms, all with the aim of entertaining the little ones. Sfiso Zulu, Eyewitness News.
Let's take a look at the numbers now. The coronavirus has so far infected almost 1.5 million people and killed over 88,000 worldwide. In South Africa, there are 1,845 reported cases, 18 deaths and 45 recoveries. Gold is trading at $1,683.75 an ounce. The rand's at 17.93 to the dollar, 22.31 to the pound, 61 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $33.74 a barrel. A partly cloudy Good Friday in store for Gauteng, Johannesburg dropping to an overnight low of 12, reaching a high of 22 degrees. Pretoria 13 and 24, Vereeniging 12, also with a high of 24. Cape Town weather tomorrow, partly cloudy, becoming clear with a moderate westerly breeze, a low of 18 and a high of 22 degrees. The developing story in Eyewitness News this hour. President Cyril Ramaphosa set to address the nation in about an hour on the continued efforts to contain the spread of the coronavirus.
Eyewitness News. In touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, download the EWN app.
Participate in action-oriented contribution. Lead SA. The Money Show with Bruce Whitfield on 702.
For the curious.
On 92.7 and 106 FM.
Hello, welcome to Outlook, connecting you to people all over the globe. Today, a medic in New York gives us an insight into what it's like on the front line of the pandemic.
I'm scared every time I go into the emergency department. I might not show it, but I'm scared because I'm not sure what's going to come in.
To keep his family safe, Rob is staying in rented accommodation and is keeping his distance.
I don't want to bring anything home to my wife or our family members in the house. When I go over to my house, I talk to my wife from like 15 to 20 feet away. Part of it, she's not gonna let me. She says social distancing, I don't care about the 6 feet. You stay all the way over there. Because I can't afford to be sick.
Rob Gore on looking after patients, how to stay mentally fit at a stressful time, and how this piece of music helps him through the day. On Outlook, after the news.
BBC News, I'm John Shea. There's been another massive increase in US unemployment as the country struggles to contain the coronavirus outbreak. More than 6.5 million new benefit claims were made in just the past week. This takes the number of jobs lost over the past 3 weeks to more than 16 million. Our correspondent Samira Hussein is in New York.
In the last 3 weeks, 10% of America's workforce just lost their jobs. It is absolutely incredible. The Federal Reserve is now pumping an additional $2.3 trillion into the American economy. They're seeing that medium-sized businesses, so those that have less than 10,000 employees, and that earn less than $2.5 billion per year, they also need some funds to try and stabilize and, most crucially, to make sure that they keep their employees on the payrolls.
The state of New York has seen the highest number of deaths in a single day since the start of the coronavirus outbreak. 799 people died on Wednesday. The state governor, Andrew Cuomo, said he'd had to call in extra funeral directors to cope with the crisis.
We lost more lives yesterday than we have to date. And to put all of this in perspective, I lived through 9/11. 9/11 was supposed to be the darkest day in New York for a generation. We lose 2,753 lives on 9/11. We've lost over 7,000 lives to this crisis.
The head of the International Monetary Fund has said the coronavirus pandemic is inflicting global social and economic damage at lightning speed and on a scale not seen for nearly a century. Kristalina Georgieva warned that growth in both advanced and developing economies worldwide will turn sharply negative this year. She rejected the idea that there was a trade-off between saving lives and livelihoods, calling that a false dilemma. European Union finance ministers are meeting again to try to agree a rescue package for member states hard hit by the pandemic. Earlier discussions broke down, exposing deep divisions. The main sticking point is the conditions under which Eurozone governments should have access to cheap credit from the EU's bailout fund. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has bluntly restated her opposition to pooling national debt.
So sind wir uns vollkommen einig, dass es dringend der Solidarität.
We completely agree that solidarity in Europe is urgently needed in what is probably one of Europe's darkest hours, if not its darkest. Germany is prepared to show this solidarity and is committed to it. It's a matter of debate which instruments are most useful. You know, I don't believe that we should have a common liability for each other's debt, but there are so many other ways to demonstrate solidarity, and that's why I believe we'll find good solutions.
World News from the BBC. The German state of North Rhine-Westphalia has suspended coronavirus emergency payments to freelancers and small businesses after discovering that bogus websites were harvesting data. Fake websites copied the state's online page where small businesses could request up to $16,000 in cash. In Britain, the number of coronavirus-related fatalities in hospital has risen by 881. It's slightly lower than Wednesday's figure. Scientists have suggested that the peak of the epidemic in Britain may not arrive before next week. The UK's Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab says it's too early to think of lifting the restrictions put in place to stop the spread of the disease.
The whole country has been practicing a stringent form of social distancing for 3 weeks now. But just take a moment to think of the progress that we've already made. Following the guidance, staying at home, denying the virus what it needs to spread more easily and to kill more people. And we're starting to see the impact of the sacrifices we've all made. But the deaths are still rising, and we haven't yet reached the peak of the virus. So it's still too early to lift the measures that we put in place.
Italy, another 610 people have died, bringing the total to more than 18,000. Every MP in Botswana has been sent into quarantine for 14 days. Health workers screening them for COVID-19 tested positive for the virus. The MPs have the choice of self-isolating at home or staying in government facilities. President Masisi, who was quarantined last month after visiting Namibia, will go back into self-isolation. Chad says it's killed 1,000 jihadists in an operation against the Islamist group Boko Haram. The army spokesman said 52 Chadian troops were killed during the battle in the Lake Chad area. There's been no independent confirmation, and Boko Haram has not commented on the claims. And that's the latest BBC World News.
Hello, I'm Jo Fidgen, and this is Outlook, shining a light on people all over the world who are doing extraordinary and inspiring things.